Welcome to the Online Success Journey podcast, your opportunity to discover and learn from entrepreneurs like yourself. This is not your typical podcast, but a place where you can get the real story and find out how real people encounter speed bumps and detours, but journey through to find success. Now here's your host for the Online Success Journey podcast, Patience.
Hello everyone and welcome to Online Success Journey. This is episode 177. Are you ready to join the clan? Today we have Darlene Hawley, business coach, a mother of four, a wife, a connector, a storyteller, and a dream builder. She has been committed to helping entrepreneurs launch and grow their businesses since 2007. Her passion is to support female entrepreneurs to create an authentic, profitable brand and a business by tapping into their story, which allows them to attract their ideal clients and stand out in their industry. Hello, Darlene.
Hello, Patience. Thank you so much for having me on today. It's great to talk with you.
Thank you for coming. I know the clan is anxious to hear your story, so let's get started with the basics. Can you tell my clan a little bit about your background, what you did before you started your own online business?
Yeah, I'd love to. So my story starts when I was young. I was 17 and pregnant in high school and found myself a teen mother, obviously very young, and was very lucky to be able to transition into working in retail management and worked my way up very quickly within a large big box retail environment, which allowed me to have the ability to make a great living for my son and I. Being a single teen mom, I was able to quickly move my way up within the company and able to have a great job and worked that career for about 9 years. I worked in retail management where I was in HR operations management, helping my employees develop and grow inside the company. And I did that and I loved what I did, but I struggled with being a mom and working 60 plus hours a week and finding that balance that I think a lot of us hope to have. And I was struggling with being able to work full time, 60 hours, and then as well be home and with my son, and I missed out on a lot of some of those great times with my son being younger.
Wow, it was a tough job. So did you finish school or dropped out due to pregnancy?
Yeah, that wasn't my story at all. I was super blessed. I got pregnant my senior year in high school, and I have an amazing family. I had support from my mom and my grandparents, and a lot of family and friends were able to step in and help me. So I graduated high school. I was pregnant my senior year. I graduated, and then I actually had my son a few months later. So I was able to finish my schooling, get the education that I needed. And then even after I had my son, I was able to go to college and really have the support from my family to kind of continue on and move forward in that way. So I was very blessed.
Wow, you are a superwoman. Because the reason I just wanted to clarify that one, because sometimes when young teens, young mom get pregnant, they drop out, they can't focus anymore. But wow, you are the one of the kind, a super mom, who really continue to focus on the dream you wanted for the future. Wow, what a story, what a background, Darlene. Thank you. What is the most dangerous belief an online entrepreneur can have?
A lot of it, I think, would be not feeling like they could stand out in the marketplace. A lot of my clients that I talk to, and then just watching the online space, there's so many people, it feels like, doing what you do, that sometimes you have a hard time standing out and really putting yourself forward so that you're not blending in with what the competition is doing, and really finding a way to stand out. So not being like the vanilla ice cream, but being the Neapolitan, where you're able to stand out and show who you are. A lot of times people think, well, somebody else is already doing what I want to do, so I can't do that. And I completely disagree with that thought process, because from what I found is you really just have to find your secret sauce and what it is about you that's unique and different that can help you stand out in the marketplace.
Why do you do what you do?
So when I started my business, I got, after I left retail management, I really found that I wanted to make an impact and leave a legacy in the world. And I became a business coach. I actually left retail management and I was looking for a different career to get into. And I was recruited by a company that sold franchises for business coaching. And I signed up through that franchise and was with them for about 2.5 years and learned what business coaching was. And as I was talking to them during that interview process, I realized that what I was doing my whole entire time through retail management was helping motivate and encourage and inspire. And I was already coaching in that environment. So it was an easy transition for me to switch over to coaching business owners and working with them to help increase their profitability, help them move forward in life. And after I was in that industry for quite some time, I realized that in the beginning, it was really hard. Like I found it was challenging to go out and network and find clients and really do some of those basic things. And what it came back down to for me was I never built a solid foundation for my business. I didn't know exactly who my ideal clients were. I wasn't really sure what my niche was and who I was actually trying to attract in. And I didn't have a clear message. And I wasn't sure what parts of my story to actually share with my audience to attract them in. And after I left that franchise, I took a little bit of time to really find out who I was and what I wanted to do and move forward. And I found that once I sat back and really focused in on setting a solid foundation for my business, that was when I was able to really move forward and start succeeding and start drawing those ideal clients in. So what I do now with my practice is I actually work with female entrepreneurs who are struggling with building a successful personal brand. And I have used those foundational pieces that I learned in the meantime to really set forward a path with my audience now and help them come in strong with a strong building foundation so that they're able to share their message and have a foundation that makes sense for them. And that's kind of what I've built my business off of now, is kind of going back. I was my ideal client about 7 years ago. So I've used the tools and the processes that I've learned during that time to help my clients moving forward now. And it's really helped with, a lot of times they didn't know how to have that solid foundation built. So it's kind of like the pillars that we've put up. So I help them dig really deep into their ideal clients. We do a lot of niche work and really find out who it is that they want to work with and help them create a solid plan for how they're going to market and what message they want to share with the world.
So is that why you say the brand storytelling is very important using all your messaging?
Yes. Yeah, I found that in the beginning, I didn't know what parts of my story to even share. I didn't know that it was important to share kind of some of the pieces to my past in my brand messaging. I thought that that was something that would maybe scare people away, or I thought that it might make them think different about me. Where now I know, like, when I share that I was a teen mom and a single mom and that I was really frustrated with working 60 plus hours a week, that actually relates with a lot of women, a lot of moms. They're able to understand, like, oh yeah, I can relate to that. I can connect to that. Where before that, I didn't think that was part of my story. But the more that I share that message with people that I meet online, or if I'm at a networking event, it really draws them in, and it feels like they get to. It's an easier way for me to build trust and likability, because people can relate and they can kind of reflect and see themselves in some of my story.
Well, again, it helps for young people to know that when they are like 17, they are not the first one to go through it. They can always continue and achieve their dreams. So thank you for sharing. Keep spreading the message. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Let's put man aside, because you are in business for a long time. How do you know you are successful?
I think the biggest reason I know I'm successful is that I'm home at night tucking my kids in bed. So it might sound kind of silly, but one of the things that I always struggled with prior was not being able to be home, working in a retail environment. I wasn't able to be home with my son or my sons. I have 4 children now. But in the beginning, I struggled with not having that ability and that flexibility to be home. And at this point in my life, I'm able to work my schedule so that I'm flexible to be around with my children when they're home from school, or when if they have a field trip or a sporting event, I'm able to be there and show up for them. Where in my past, that wasn't my story. And I really struggled as a mom, having that mom guilt, not knowing how to show up for them and be a great mom, but also to provide a good family or a good income for us. So when I think of success, that's one of the things that I think of first, is just having that ability to be flexible and the freedom to come and go as I need to, and kind of put I I built my schedule around the fact that I'm able to be home when I need to be home, and I'm able to work when I need to work, and I have just that freedom and flexibility. So that's kind of what success means for me, as well as just having clients that I adore working with, and the ability to help them leave an impact and help them reach their dreams and goals.
Can anyone be an entrepreneur, or are some people more cut out for it than others?
Oh, Patience, I love this question. I personally feel like everybody can be an entrepreneur, but there's a caveat to that. They have to be willing. They have to have a purpose in life. They have to know exactly what it is they want to do. They have to have a passion for serving others and helping them, whatever their dreams are. So I think a lot of times you'll hear people say that not everybody's built to be an entrepreneur. Some people are built to work for organizations, and I think to a degree that's true. I think a lot of people like to have the support, and they like to have somebody tell them exactly what to do, and they like to show up at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they like to punch out at 5 o'clock and live that lifestyle, and that's totally okay. But if you have a passion and a desire to have more freedom in your life and have more flexibility with your scheduling, and you have something that you can teach others that can inspire and motivate and encourage, I think everybody can be an entrepreneur. I think it's just a matter of how you see that goal and what it is exactly that you want to do with your life.
Okay. What have you learned from business as a whole?
So from business as a whole, I feel like I've learned that a lot of being a business owner is a mindset. It's about having a chance to really focus in on what it is that you want to accomplish in this world and what it is you want to do. And really just, so for instance, I struggled a ton with confidence in the beginning and knowing that I could be the best and that I could do amazing work. And I struggled with comparisonitis and wondering if I could make a difference when there's so many people out there that are already doing similar work to what I do. And for me, it was a lot of sitting down and journaling in the morning and really putting myself in the mindset that I'm already living the life that I want to live. So I do what I call morning pages, journaling in the morning, where I'll sit down and I will write out kind of what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking for the day. But I also write down my goals every single morning for what I'm trying to accomplish. And I write them not as like, I want to achieve this. I'm writing them out as, this is what I've already accomplished. This is what I've already achieved. And just the ability to kind of forward think and put myself into the mindset that I'm already doing something has been a huge shift for me. And it's been able to take my confidence level to a whole new place that I didn't know that I necessarily needed to do that until I started doing it. And it's just transitioned my mind to where I'm already thinking so much more positive, and I'm putting myself into a place where everything already makes sense. Everything's going to happen for a reason. And it's helped a lot. And I think mindset is something that a lot of people are starting to talk about now. It's something that in the past it wasn't talked about, but people are realizing that you have to have your mind in the right position to move forward. And especially as an entrepreneur, when you're putting yourself out there and you're running your own business, you have to think positive. You have to be consistent at putting yourself out there every single day so that you can grow your business. It's not something that you can do when you feel like it or when it sounds good, but getting yourself in the mindset that you can do this and you can achieve anything that you want to in your life. You just have to keep taking those baby steps forward every single day.
How can you create content that attracts your ideal audience?
Yeah, that's a great question, Patience. Creating content for your audience that you're going to attract in is key, especially with the online space that we have today with so much social media, where we're making posts, whether it's on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, and there's so many areas that we're creating content for between emails and creating our blogs. It's important that you really focus in on who your ideal client is and what it is that they have going on at this moment. So I always have my clients sit back and just think, okay, who is my ideal client and what is their pain that they're in at this point? So think about what is something inside your ideal client's life right now that's maybe keeping them up at night, making it to where they're not able to sleep or they're feeling frustrated or defeated. So think of some of those pain points that they might be going through, as well as think of some of the benefits that you can offer to them to help alleviate some of that pain. So what are some of the positive things that you do through your business to help alleviate that pain? Because your clients they're just in a position a lot of times where they don't know exactly what the answer is. And you, as the business owner, as the entrepreneur, you're coming in with resources and support and help to help them through that process. So I have my clients kind of work through what I call like an ideal client worksheet, where they really dig deep into who their ideal client is, what their pain points are, what are their pleasure points, what are the things that your ideal clients are really dreaming about doing in life, what are some of the things that they want to accomplish. And by going through the ideal client worksheet, you're really able to find out who it is that your client is and how you can message to them to attract them into your brand. So I do a lot of ideal client work where you dig in and really find out exactly who they are. And then you use your storytelling pieces to share that message with them that attracts them in. And in that way, you're able to create content that you can do in your emails, in your blog posts, or any of the social media outlets. And it's going to speak directly to your client, because you want to speak to them to where they can see that you understand what they have going on currently, and that you're the resource that they can come to have their problems solved, or at least alleviated, and help get them on the right path to help with the type of work that you're doing, to pull it all together for them so that they can come to you and really feel like they have a solid plan and they know how to move forward, because you're the expert. So you're the one that's going to be able to help them through that process. But during that time together, you're going to be able to create content that's going to make sense and draw your ideal clients into you.
Okay. In your business, do you have a coach or a mentor?
Yes, I've had a lot of coaches over my time, Patience. And as a business coach myself, I've always told myself that I need to have a coach to help me in my business to be congruent with what I'm teaching my clients. I feel like every business owner needs a coach, somebody to hold them accountable, somebody to mentor them, somebody to help them move forward to reach their dreams and aspirations. And that's something that I don't take lightly. I feel like I can't tell my clients that they should work with me as a coach if I'm not going to be doing the exact same thing and have a coach behind the scenes as well. So I've had many coaches, whether it's been coaches that I've worked with one-to-one in a mentoring process that way, as well as I've joined group programs and trainings in different areas where I've been able to really work with some of the best coaches out there to stay congruent, but also to just continue to get the knowledge and the support that I need as I continue to grow my business.
What is the most valuable thing your mentors or coaches has told you?
The most valuable thing I think I've learned is really just to stay consistent and to keep showing up. One of the coaches that I worked with really focused a lot on building community and staying consistent with building that community. And that was something that really hit home for me, was just knowing that I can put myself out there every single day and show up every week, whether it's networking in my community or showing up online or creating content, whether it's in emails or on blog posts, but just being really consistent and showing up, because the more that you show up for your community, the more trust that you're going to build with them, and the more that you're going to be able to attract your clientele in. And that's something that I think hit home the most for me, because in the beginning of my business, when I first started, I was nervous and I was scared and I wasn't sure how to show up. But once I started doing that process, it really took my business to the next level, because I was building community and people that wanted to hear what I had to say. And I think that was like a big shift for me, was when I just showed up consistently and often, and really built those relationships and got people to know who I am. As a lot of times, I think that one of the biggest fears, especially with an online business, is you want to show up online the same as if you were to meet somebody in person. So I think that was a big thing for me, was just knowing how to show up, whether if you're meeting me at a networking event local or if you meet me online, that you get to know the exact same person and just show up consistently for that.
What is one thing no one knows about you?
Oh, something nobody knows about me. I'm kind of an open book. I tell a lot about myself when I talk with people. I think probably something that people don't realize is just how much I love to learn and how much I'm continually learning in the background I'm always listening to a podcast or signing up for a group coaching program or picking up a business self-development book and digging in and reading that. So pretty much anytime I'm in my car, if I'm in the shower, no matter where I'm at, I'm kind of a lifelong learner. So I've always got something that I'm reading or learning or trying to grow and develop myself. And I don't know that everybody knows that because obviously you're not home with me all the time. So it's not something that you see, but it's something that I'm continuously doing. And I think it drives my husband crazy because I've always got a podcast on or something.
Oh, wow. Okay. What is the most valuable thing you have ever given away?
I think just sharing my content and showing up authentically has been one of the biggest values that I've given. A lot of my clients, like on my website at darlenehawley.com, I have some freebies on my homepage. And one of the things that I always get a lot of compliments about is my About You page freebie. So it teaches you how to connect your story to sharing your online message. And that was something that almost everybody that I've spoken to that's downloaded that has really gotten a chance to dig into it, has loved that feedback, and it's helped them create their About Me page on their website in a new way that they were able to connect their story to their audience.
What is one thing that has contributed to your success?
I think my lifelong learning ability, just to continue to always want to learn and to grow, has been a big part of that because it's something that I'm continuously doing and I'm doing behind the scenes. And I think that's kind of what's made me become successful, is because I'm able to continuously learn and engage and draw new ideas off of new things that are happening. And I'm able to stay kind of ahead of the trend of knowing what's going to happen in the online business coaching space. So I'm able to stand out quickly because I know exactly where, how to forecast and kind of to see what's going to be coming up next in that light.
What grounds you?
Breathing, meditation is something that I do often to keep myself grounded. I love to be out in nature. I love to be barefoot in the backyard, in the grass. I like to go out camping or hiking and really just kind of put myself where I can unplug completely and have a chance just to kind of come back to my core. And I think journaling, I mentioned journaling already, but I think journaling has been something that really grounds me and keeps me or where I need to be.
Let's talk about your business. Tell us more about your clarity coaching program.
Yeah, so I work primarily with female entrepreneurs who are struggling with building a successful personal brand. And through a lot of that, I support them by connecting their unique story so that they can build an authentic, magnetizing, profitable brand and business that really gives them the impact and the freedom and the flexibility that they're craving. And during that process, I really focus in on how to create a niche for their business and really niche into a place where it's not necessarily work that they feel like they have to do for their clients, but they're able to do this work because it's what they love to do. And I help my clients really dig in and make sure that the business they build is something that's for them, not for their clients. That way they wake up every single day and they're passionate about waking up and excited to work with their clients. And then I really dig in with them on who their ideal clients are. I help them with their messaging and their storytelling so that they're able to really build a strong foundation with their business. And then I teach them how to do that consistently. So that once they have their strong foundation built, they're able to kind of continuously do that and create the business that they want to and the life that they love and have that impact and freedom because they don't have to do the groundwork every single day. And I know because of how I started my business, where I really fumbled a lot in the beginning and I wasn't sure what that foundation looked like, my clients now are able to build a solid foundation from the beginning, and then they're able to just continue to grow from there. They don't have to keep going back to that foundational place and keep doing the ideal client work. They don't have to rediscover what their niche is or who they want to help because they've already got the foundation places built in. So from that point, they're able to really just take their business to the next level and build a sustainable business from there.
How long is your program?
I work with my clients in a couple of different ways. I do like VIP days where I work with them just for a half day, or I do packages where it's a one-to-one commitment where they might work with me for 3 months or 6 months. It really depends on where my clients currently are. What I do is I bring them in through a discovery call where I really find out what their business is doing currently, what they have in place already. And then I create a plan that's unique to them so they can move forward and we can kind of get those systems put in place. I don't feel like it's a cookie cutter plan just because every single client that I work with, they kind of seem to be in different stages. So I never did create like one solid program that's just, this is the only program I offer. I try to make it to where it's unique to them and I can really help them come up with a plan that's going to be best for them. Some of my clients work with me for a VIP day, and that's all we work together. And then other clients work with me for a 6-month one-to-one coaching program. And I've had clients stay on with me for over 2 years just because they wanted to have that support and encouragement. After we got the foundational pieces built in, we continued to grow their business and I helped hold them accountable and come up with ideas and goals for how they wanted to move forward.
So what is your ideal clientele? For example, women who are doing 1 million, 2 million, 6 or 7 figure, 9 and plus. What is your ideal clientele?
A lot of the clients that I work with are either starting a business from brand new, from scratch. So they have an idea and they're not sure what to do with that idea. So they come in and they may have never even, they haven't even worked with clients yet. So they're not making any money. And then I have clients that I've worked with that have been making 6+ figures, and they've sustainable or continually grown their business from there. So it can vary.
Okay.
I do work, and I personally love working with women entrepreneurs who are just starting out their business, because I find that once they're able to quickly put that foundation piece into it, they're able to moves up successfully quickly, where sometimes if you've already had your business for a little while and you're not sure exactly what those foundational pieces are, it takes a little bit more time to backtrack. So I love working with brand new business owners to grow their business from there as well.
Where do we find this program and how can we connect with you?
Yeah, I would love to connect further. My website is darlenehawley.com. So you can go right there and you'll be able to go to my Work With Me page and you'll see some of the different packages and programs that I offer. And I would love to offer everybody a 30-minute discovery call where we really just dig in and find out what's been going on with your business currently and how we can move it forward. So that's one way that I love to work with my clients, and I'd love to offer that to all of your listeners today.
Thank you. So, clan, there will be more from Darlene in a moment. If you are listening on one of the many podcasting platforms rather than my website and you are encouraged by Darlene's journey, go to onlinesuccessjourney.com for a bonus portion of the interview. The Online Success Journey is a wonderful membership community built for people searching for the path to success. We are one big clan and you can be part of this community for free. Once you have joined the clan, click on part 2 of Darlene's journey or over 150 other journeys that are available
and learn how you can find the right path for your own online success journey.
That's a wrap, clan. Remember, success is a journey. Patience and Darlene.
This is not the end of the journey. We hope you've enjoyed listening to part 1 and want to be sure you know there is a second part to this and every journey podcast at onlinesuccessjourney.com, filled with even more success tips, uplifting stories, and even a bit of fun. There are dozens of episodes only available to the members of the Online Success Journey clan. Check out the website and click on Join the Clan for more information. Patience would like to thank you for listening to this podcast, and she has a free audio gift for you at her website. Go to onlinesuccessjourney.com for instant access to this gift. Of course, you know that listening to the journeys of others helps each of us chart our own path, so make sure you're subscribed to be notified as each new interview is posted. There are so many ways to stay connected to the Online Success Journey and to listen in. And if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate your help in telling others. One of the best ways to share the benefit you get is to rate and review it at Stitcher and other sites by clicking the stars or completing the ratings form, by clicking thumbs up and leaving a comment on YouTube, or liking and sharing the podcast on social media. To review the podcast within iTunes, simply open iTunes to the podcast, click on Ratings and Reviews, then write a review. On behalf of Patience, and until next time, thanks once more for listening. It is our hope that this podcast will guide you on your own online success journey.